It's the first day of training. Many are recent recruits to the job. Some have previous military experience, but most are just local lads. Today it's weapons training, the first time forest rangers have done this. The recruits themselves look a little nervous. They're clearly not familiar with these combat weapons, but they have a steely determination to learn. It's a lesson that could save their lives. Ranger Tawisak Chomyong did know how to handle a weapon, but it didn't help. The 33-year-old former soldier was shot and killed when his patrol met a group of illegal loggers. For his colleagues, it was a harsh reminder that the enemy they faced was prepared to do anything to get to the rosewood. Back at the ranger base, the park chief shows me the bloodstains on the plank they used to carry Tawisak home. The storeroom is filled to the roof with timber seized from the poachers, the chainsaws used to cut the planks, and the wheeled transporters used to smuggle it out. When you buy rosewood furniture, says the chief, his men are paying the price in blood.
มันจะเป็นเรื่องที่ทำให้ประเทศต้นทางที่เป็นแหล่งผลิตไม้เนี่ยเป็นแหล่งเจ้าของไม้นะครับเกิดความยากลำบากขอให้เขาเข้าใจว่าเขากำลังบริโภคทรัพยากรที่ท่ามกลางสายเลือดและน้ำตาของผู้ดูแลทรัพยากรเหล่านี้อยู่นะครับ
The poachers set up camps inside the nature reserve. They're often there for weeks. And although they feel secure in the huge forest, this is when they're most vulnerable. Catching them unprepared is the best way to remove the threat to the rosewood and to the rangers themselves. The new combat training has been made possible through funding from organizations like the Freeland Foundation. Freeland's Tim Redford told me the rosewood trade was being driven by the huge prices the wood can command.
The sheer value of the product here is so high now that the poachers are willing to take any risk to go and get it. I mean, anecdotal reports that we've heard, it's up to $50,000 a cubic meter in China. And I mean, for that price, you take any risk at all.
And the situation has got so bad, they fear that all of Thailand's rosewood could be gone in just 10 years. The jungle seems a calm and peaceful place, but hiding under the canopy are desperate smugglers willing to kill, and the rangers are getting ready to hunt them down. Training can only teach you so much, and the rangers are getting ready to head out on patrol. Local intelligence has told them several groups of loggers are already in the forest, and they think they know where. It's going to be a baptism of fire for the new recruits, who are starting to look nervous. Early the next morning, and it's time to put the nerves aside. Several teams of rangers are heading into the forest. This is definitely not a drill, and the rangers are locked and loaded. Some of the new recruits look apprehensive. This is going to be a big test, and the man in charge of the operation has heard things could get nasty.
ครับคือเราก็จะคาดหวังในเรื่องของการกระบวนการลักลอบตัดไม้พยุงซึ่งตอนนี้ค่อนข้างจะมีปัญหาหนักแล้วก็มันสืบเนื่องจากคณะกรรมการมรดกโลกมีข้อห่วงใยในเรื่องของปัญหาเรื่องการ
The jungle is a harsh and unwelcoming environment. The rangers know that danger lurks everywhere, both natural and man-made. We set off to the areas where they think the poachers are. There are no paths. We walk along animal trails. Suddenly, something at the front of the trail. The rangers rush forward. It's not a logger, but something far more elusive. Just ahead of us on the trail was a tiger, once common here. The loggers have chased them away or killed them. A tiger corpse is also a valuable commodity.
ก็ไม่บ่อยนะครับไม่บ่อยแต่ก็เห็นร่องรอยก็พอเห็นบ้างที่จริงแล้วพวกนี้มันก็เหลืออยู่น้อยมากแล้วเราก็ทำการสำรวจ เรื่องเสือนี่เยอะพอสมควรเพื่อที่อยากจะทราบว่าพื้นที่ที่มันอยู่อาศัยจริงๆนั้นเป็นยังไง
Well, the rangers have struck camp for the night. We're only about 6 kilometers from their base camp, but that was 6 hours walk. It's very dense jungle around here, very hard to get through, and it's exhausting work. They say they haven't seen much evidence of logging, just old camps from several years ago. But they say tomorrow, when we get further in, they'll see much more evidence. They know there are loggers working there. The next morning at first light, we move on. The rangers are alert and tense now. We're moving into the logging areas. Soon we come across fresh tracks, the wheeled transporters used to take the logs out. These are just a few days old, and we decide to follow. Cut branches and other tracks indicate it's a small group.
6 poacher, around 6 poacher, yes.
Knowing the area as well as they do, the rangers try to estimate which way the poachers have gone. It's not long before they find their camp. Trash is littered everywhere. Evidence of drug use, an improvised meth pipe. We've been following a trail for the last kilometre or so. The rangers think it's just a couple of days old. There are tire marks where the logs have been taken out on improvised transporters. We've just found this camp. Now, from the evidence of the campsite, the rangers think there are about 20 people here, and they think they could be very close. The trail is now easy to follow. Trees have been felled to make it easier for the poachers to get through. Vast trunks of redwood have obviously been moved along these tracks. Then we find the logging site itself. Hacked up stumps, smoothly sawed planks, an open scar in the jungle's green canopy. These were trees that had been here for centuries, cut down in less than an hour. The rangers log the size of the trees and grid locations. Poachers will often return to a site to take what they couldn't carry, and if there are arrests, this is vital information in securing convictions.
จะแบ่งกันทำงานกันเป็นทีมพวกขึ้นมาคนก็จะเป็นพวกชาวบ้านที่เขาจ้างขึ้นมาก็จะมีคนนำพวกนี้ก็จะมีกลุ่มเขาเรียกว่ากลุ่มป้องกันกลุ่มระวังจะมีอาวุธ
All the way now, evidence the poachers are very close. The bones from an endangered animal they've killed as meat. Rice, less than a day old. More campsites, but the rangers are careful here. The red rags often indicate booby traps and grenades have been set nearby. Then suddenly the rangers tell us to take cover. The scouts at the front have seen something. We wait in cover, not sure what's happening. Then the scouts come back down the path, carrying water containers and some bowls. Suspected loggers had just made a lucky escape.
เมื่อกี้เราเดินเข้าไปนะครับเราไปดูไม้ขอนเก่าครับที่เป็นการเลื่อยไปแล้วจากนี้พอสำรวจลงไปมีผู้ต้องสงสัยครับกำลังเดินขึ้นมาแล้วเห็นเราแบกน้ำแล้วทิ้งน้ำแล้วก็วิ่งหนีเราไปครับไล่ไม่ทันครับ
The rangers keep the water for themselves. There are no streams in this area, and they have to move on or risk dehydration. But close as we are, the trail is about to go cold. A tropical rainstorm is moving in fast, and any hopes of tracking the loggers are quickly washed away. The rangers decide to get out. In this weather, they're as likely to be ambushed as they are to catch the poachers. We make our way off the plateau to the farmland below. At a base camp nearby, there's a hot drink and cover from the beating rain. It's a huge disappointment not to have caught the loggers they were tracking, but spirits are still high. Team leader Noy is already planning to head back in, but he's also disturbed. The rangers may now be armed and trained, but they're still vastly outnumbered.
จากสิ่งที่เห็นนี่อันดับแรกกำลังเราน้อยมากเปรียบเทียบกับแคมป์ที่เราเดินผ่านมาสำหรับเจ้าหน้าที่ที่ลาดตระเวนอยู่
These men are dedicated to protecting the rosewood trees that remain in Thailand's forests. But prices for the rich red timber of the rosewood continues to rise, and it's a price that will cost some of these men their lives.